Hi all, today we are going to discuss about Solkor scheme, which is also called as Reyrolle scheme and half-wave comparison scheme for protection of transmission lines. So first let us start with the Solkor scheme, which is also called as Reyrolle scheme. So this is used for up to a loop resistance of 400 ohms. This is similar to that of the translate scheme. Only the difference is this is a little bit simple when compared to the translate scheme. But the limitation of this system is it can be used only up to a loop resistance of 400 ohms. That means it can be used for only for very less length when compared to the translate system. So this is also balanced voltage protection scheme similar to translate system. So here in this case what we do, here also summation transformer is used. So similar to the winding on the translate scheme. So here this summation transformer, the three terminals are given. A phase is connected here, B phase is connected here, C phase is connected here. So the current that will pass through this one will be IA, this current will be IB, and this current will be IC. So whenever the phase fault comes, the current that passes between the two phases like this, between phase A and B or between A and C or B and C like that. And whenever there is a ground fault, because the current that is passing through this one will be the sum of IA plus IB plus IC, because this is connected to neutral. So this will be equal to IA plus IB plus IC. So this sum of the current will pass through this one. So this current will not be equal to 0 only for the case of ground faults. So accordingly the flux will be produced in this core. So that flux will link with the secondary. There will be two secondary windings. So one winding is used connected to pilot wires and another winding will be connected to the biased coil. So we are going to discuss about that. Here the arrangement of this transformer is done in such a way, it is a saturable summation transformer and is used to saturate at around 1.5 times the CT secondary rating for the earth fault. So under earth fault conditions for 1.5 times the rating of your CT, your core will saturate in order to protect your remaining devices from the damage. So that care will be taken, and the characteristic of this will be like this. So for external fault it will respond like this, and for the internal fault it will respond like this, and the relay setting will be set in between, so your relay will operate. So let us see what will be the operation of this relay, how the relay operates. So here you can see in the secondary side of the transformer, so there are two windings. One winding is connected to the bias coil and another winding is connected to operating coil through one coupling transformer. So one isolation transformer is there. Through the isolation transformer it is connected to the operating coil, and one capacitor is connected across this transformer. The purpose of this capacitor is to tune this transformer or tune that only your supply frequency component will transfer to your operating coil and the remaining components will be bypassed through this capacitor. So it will be only tuned to 50 Hz component only. Only 50 Hz component will pass through the operating coil and remaining components will not pass. That is the major purpose of this one. Getting this one? So now under normal operating conditions, so let us see the operating coil. Let us assume because of these currents, the current that is produced in this coil is like this. Getting this one? So similarly, because whatever current is passing here for the through faults, so same current will pass here, agree with me? So because of this, whatever current is induced in the secondary, because you can see here it is connected here, so the current that is induced in your secondary will be like this. Getting this one? So because of the current that is passing, so the current that is induced in the secondary will be like this, because you can see here, let us assume the current that is induced is like this. Accordingly it will be opposite here, or otherwise this will return back like this, or we can tell that these two currents are in opposite directions. Let us represent the current that is induced in secondary because of this current. So let us take this current as I1 is small I1, and because of this current I2, let us assume the current that is induced here is equal to I2. So as both the currents are in opposite condition or opposite direction, so this is called as voltage balance protection, or under normal operating conditions the net circulating current in the secondary will be equal to 0. The net circulating current will be equal to 0. So in the similar way, depending on what is the value of the primary current I1, the current will be induced in the secondary, so this will pass through your biased coil. That means here the biased coil property is more the value of the current, more will be the biasing effect. So the advantage of this biasing coil is for the case of throw faults, even though there is a mismatch in the CT characteristic of these two CTs, so because this bias or the opposing torque or restraining torque is proportional to the value of the current, for the case of throw faults the current is more, automatically the restraint force is more. So this will compensate for any unbalances that happens in this. And now the current that is passing through your operating coil will be equal to I1 minus I2. According to I1 minus I2, the secondary side current will be induced in these coils. So let us take the case of some internal fault. So whenever some internal fault happens here, let us assume some fault happens here. So accordingly, the current I1 is greater than I2, agree with me? So automatically this current I1 is greater than I2. When the value of I1 is greater than I2, the current will circulate in this coil. So accordingly it will induce in the secondary. So your relay will operate based on this. Getting this one? I am repeating once again. For the case of internal faults, as the currents are different, the EMF induced in the secondary are different, or because of this difference in the voltages, the current will circulate depending on which voltage is greater than which one, or which primary current is greater than the which current. So accordingly, either this relay will operate at the sending end if the fault is supplied by the sending end. If the fault is supplied from receiving end also, that means here the power transfer can be from two-way, that means it is a two-way supplied, or it is fed from both the sides. So in that case, the current direction I2 will be reversed. So in that case, I1 will add to I2, so your relay 2 also will trip at the receiving end. That means if the current direction is reversed at the receiving end, then in that case both the relays, that is at sending end and receiving end, will operate. But if it is only singly fed system, that means fault is only fed from the sending end, fault is not fed from the second side, then in that case only the relay at the sending end will be disconnected. So this is the basic property of this one. So you can see here the property is designed like this. For the case of external faults, the difference in the current only passes through your relay, because relay responds to the difference. Because the difference in the current can be there, because it will increase with the increase in primary current. This increase is due to mismatch in the CT characteristics. This is due to mismatch in the CT characteristics, but the torque that is produced is very less. But whereas in the case of internal fault, even though the mismatch in CT characteristic are there, but the difference in the currents is more, so automatically the amount of the force or the relay current that is produced or the torque produced is more. That's why your relay will operate. We will make the setting in between that, so accordingly your relay will operate. So now the purpose of this capacitor is to only allow the 50 Hz component to pass through this coil, so that your relay will not respond to the transients that happens. Because whenever your core saturates, then the peaky wave will be generated. That peaky wave may affect your operating coil. Because of the peaky wave, the capacitive currents increases, which will be of the high frequency. So this will be used for bypassing that current. Whatever current is passing, this capacitor is used for bypassing the high frequency components, so that they will not enter into your operating coil. I hope this basic thing is clear to you. So now let us proceed further. The only limitation of this is this can be used only up to 400 ohms. So let us go for the next method. The next method is half wave comparison method. So this uses the circulating current scheme. We have already discussed the circulating current scheme in our module number 3. So we have seen that the disadvantage of circulating current scheme is the current will continuously circulates in your pilot wires. So automatically there is a continuous loading on your CTs, and due to the high value of resistance of your pilot wires, that will create the problem. So that care should be taken care while designing this one. So here also, so different type of resistors are used. So you can see here the construction will be like this. So there is a CT, again summing transformer is used at both the sending end and receiving end. Here the resistors RA and RB are connected at sending and the receiving end, and with a bypassing diode, two diodes are connected here. Similarly, the relay is having one diode, because only if this diode is forward biased, the current will pass through your relay, and this diode is a freewheeling diode. That means whenever your system is under off condition, whatever current is passing through your relay, that current will not be broken or current will not stop, that current can easily circulate. So that thing we are going to discuss. So here while designing, we will design in such a way the value of RA and RB will be slightly greater than your loop resistance of your pilot wires. These are the pilot wires. So these two relays will be in the sending and the receiving end respectively. Accordingly, they will trip their respective circuit breakers at that locations. So let us see under normal operating conditions how this will operate. So under normal operating conditions or through fault conditions, what happened, as they are connected in the current balance scheme, that means the voltage in one side, if it is positive, the voltage in second side will be negative. So that's why it is called as circulating current scheme. Whereas in the differential voltage or voltage balance scheme, if this is positive here, at the same instant it will be positive here also, second and also, because the difference in the voltage is equal to 0, no current is circulated. But in circulating current scheme, if one side is positive, at the same time the second side will be negative. The connections are made in such a way. Please remember this one. So now what happens at this point, let us take the positive half cycle, it is at the plus V, and this point is at minus V. As this is positive, so this diode is reverse bias, we can remove this diode. Whereas at this point the voltage is negative, so this diode, this side is negative, so automatically this diode will be forward biased. So this diode will bypass your RB. So that's why you can see here the diode has bypassed the RB. So RP is your pilot wire resistance. So I told you already the value of RA is greater than the pilot wire resistance. So voltage will divide among these resistors, because at this point it is V, at the second side it is minus V. So depending on this resistance values it will divide. So as RA is greater than RP, more voltage will drop across RA, or otherwise after crossing through RA, because total difference in voltage is 2V. Out of 2V, more than V is dropped across RA, or otherwise we can tell at the beginning of this RP, that means beginning of the pilot wire, the voltage will be little bit negative. It is a not even 0, it is little bit of negative. So what will be the effect of this negative? You can see here the voltage is negative. When the voltage is negative here, this diode will be reverse bias. As this diode is reverse biased, no current will pass through this relay. So same thing is the case here. At this point also you can see, at this point the voltage is negative, so this diode is reverse biased, no current will pass through your relay. Let us see, because cycle will goes on changing after every half cycle. So during negative half cycle, this side it will be negative and second side it will be positive. Again let us take, when this is negative, this diode will be forward biased, so it will bypass the value of RA. So this diode is reverse biased, so it is open circuited. So RB and RP are connected. Again RB is greater than RP, so automatically more voltage, more than V is dropped across this RB. So at the beginning of your pilot wire, or at this point, the voltage will be slightly less than 0. So when this is slightly less than 0, this diode is reverse biased, so no current will pass through your relay. And same way, if you take at this point, because at this point the voltage is nearly equal to minus V, so this is also reverse bias, so this will not operate. So we can conclude that for the case of external fault or under normal operating conditions, so both the relays are open circuited, they are not operating. So let us take the case of internal fault. That means some fault happened internal to this one. So whenever internal fault happens, so automatically the currents produced by the two CTs are different. So automatically voltage at the sending end will be greater than voltage at the receiving end. This can be one case. Or second case, the voltage at the sending end is full voltage and voltage at the receiving end voltage will be reversed when compared to previous value when it is a double fed system. Whenever it is a double fed system, voltage at the receiving end will be reversed and voltage at sending end will be same. If it is a single fed system, voltage at the receiving end will become equal to 0 and sending end will have some magnitude. So let us take the case of double fed system. So this is the worst possible case, so that's why I am discussing this one. So at both sides the voltage is positive because fault is fed from both the sides for internal faults. So when the fault is fed from both sides, so both sides the voltage is positive, this diode is also reverse bias and this diode is also reverse bias. So automatically the current will pass through this RB and current will pass through RA, and in between the pilot resistance will be there. You can see here RA is there, RP is there and pilot resistance is there. As the voltage is positive on both sides, so automatically there will be some voltage drop across this RB also. So automatically we can tell this point as well as this point will be positive voltage. So when compared to the second side, agree with me? So as this is positive, this diode is forward biased, this diode is also forward biased, this diode and this diode are reverse biased. So now what happens? The current will pass through your relay. That means the current will pass through this relay like this. So similar way, the current will pass through this relay like this. So as the current is passing through the relay, so both the relays will operate. both the relays will operate. So let us assume the voltage is a single fed system. If it is a singly fed system, so automatically second side voltage is nearly equal to 0 or very less. In that case, only this relay will operate, because this will be forward biased, this will not be forward biased. Getting this one? In this way they will operate. So let us take the case of negative half cycle. So in the negative half cycle also both are negative. So during negative half cycle, what happens when the point is equal to negative? That means when this point is negative, this diode is forward biased. When this is positive, this diode is forward biased. So automatically the connection will be like this. Both the diodes are forward biased, and in between there will be a pilot wire. In between there will be a pilot wire. As this voltage will be negative, so automatically this diode and this diode are open circuited because they are reverse bias, or we can tell that your relay circuit is disconnected from your supply. So during that case, what happens? If this freewheeling diode is not provided here, the current through your relay will stop after every half cycle. So that will create the problem because vibrations in the contacts. So in order to avoid that, what happens during the negative half cycle, because the energy that is stored in the relay can freely pass through this diode, because previously the current is passing like this. Now the circuit is disconnected. Now what happens? Through the relay, the contacts will pass like this. So I am just drawing that relay connection here. So what will be there? This is my relay. So now what happens? The current will circulate in this freewheeling diode like this. Getting this one? So same thing is the case here also. This is my relay and this freewheeling diode. Through this freewheeling diode, the current will circulate. Again, after some time the positive half cycle comes, again the current will pass through your relay, and again freewheeling will be done. So in that way, discontinuity in the passage of current will not be there. In this way, this circuit will operate. So as you are comparing the half wave, so that's why this is called as half wave comparison scheme protection. So I hope the complete protection systems which are used for pilot wire protection schemes, which are discussed in last class and this class, are completely clear to you. If you still have any queries, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. I will answer to your queries from there. Thank you very much.